Brief summary of my life would be I was born in Bridgetown, Barbados in 1978, which makes me pretty old. Served in the Royal Barbados Police Force and the Barbados Defence Force. My dad was, he wasn't keen on me being a soldier or anything, so because of his own ambition to become a police, I joined the Royal Barbados Police Force. Well, it's always been a dream of mine, having come here in 1985 to serve in the British Army. I saw the Grenadier Guards at Buckingham Palace, and it left a lasting impression on me. There was no more proud moment than when you rode through the ceremonial gate for the first time, or for the trooping of the colour, or for an escort, and you're in full state kit and you're escorting the Queen. Like there's no feeling or matching that. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time, but I still wanted to do soldiering, so I deployed to Afghanistan in 2009, and we were based in a place called Musakala, which is Northern Helmand. It was difficult. There were probably IEDs every day, contacts every day. On the morning that I was injured, what we had to do then was to get a vehicle or people onto a ridge. It meant that we had to do things a lot quicker than we normally would, and as a result of that, I struck an IED, the vehicle I was in. The corridor lengthened as I stepped in it. It was just like a big light, like a light at the end of it. And essentially it began to come to me, but then, it had a voice, say to me, we're not ready for you yet. Not ready for you yet. I woke up in Selyoke, not having a clue where I was. The nurse came in and I was like telling her, can you please take my boots off? My boots are really tight. So she looked at me like, don't know what to tell you. My wife and my sister came in. They broke the news to me about what had happened and so on. And Jodie, she was very young at the time. She was like, Daddy, don't worry about it. You're gonna get some metal legs and you'll be fine. You'll still be able to do all the things that you used to do. And I thought at that point to myself, if she can look at me and see me no different, then really I don't have a reason to feel sorry for myself and to be down in the dumps. I spent, I think, about 2 weeks, between 10 days and 2 weeks in ICU, and then a further week or week and a half in the normal ward, and then I went to Headley Court and I was walking like immediately. Like when I got there, I think it was within the first 2 days. So that's like a 5-week period. So my recovery time was good. And one of the guys, a guy called Martin Colclough, he came to me and said, I have a new sport for you to try. I'm like, dude, no. So he explained, I said no, this is after he had explained it was bobsledding. I was just like, I'm broken enough already. But he kept coming back to me all the time, so I said, fine, I'll try it once. So we went over to Calgary. To be honest, the first time they put me in the sled, I had a massive panic attack because I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna die now. Yeah, they pushed me off and the rest is history. It's like if you put a duck in water for the first time, it's gonna swim. It was one of those things that I took to immediately. And the coach immediately said, we're gonna put you on this elite program because you're showing what we need. So I was like, okay, let's give it a go. My friend Jason Sturm, he's actually the first person that spoke to me about CrossFit. He said, you'll be fine. You do great at this. I would see him work out and I would think, there's no way I can do that. But when I moved to Swindon and I met Anna, she won't allow you to think you can't do it. She'll say, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try this.
So I first met Corie in 2014 and I was working at a local David Lloyd gym. And back then Corie was very different. He was very shy, very quiet. We had to learn everything from scratch. I mean, his basic movement patterns were not brilliant. So we spent just a year just developing that, really. So Corie was my first adaptive athlete. He wanted someone that would give him the time to really get to know him and not just be, right, come into the gym, get out, do your workout. I was doing CrossFit at the time, and I'd met David, the head coach here, and I felt confident that between us, this would be a better environment for Corie. And the reason I made that decision was, you can take someone physically so far, but there was something not right mentally. His mindset was still very negative. He still didn't feel comfortable around individuals. Teamwork was a nightmare. So as soon as I brought him in here, it was like a transformation, really.
The first thing you notice is that there were varying age ranges, varying fitness standards, and everybody had a smile on their face. It was just a breath of fresh air, really.
He wasn't paranoid about people watching him change his prosthetics over. He would even train without them sometimes for some of the movements, and he was enjoying teamwork again. And I think that has a lot to do with, like you said, with CrossFit. We don't just focus on the body, it is the mindset as well. And for us, one is just as important as the other. And that's what transforms an athlete. And as soon as we came here and switched his training up, he has been the fittest he's ever been, the strongest he's ever been. And now mentally, he is so much more positive.
We did a lot of work on mindset, which was a great thing for him as well. So learned to get some used to journaling and writing down how he feels, looking at lots of positive stuff, things that he can't control, that just uncontrollable stuff. That's been very, very helpful for him.
Yeah, I think we've got a really good sort of ethos here. You know, no one treats him differently. You know, Corie is a member. You know, you realise he's going to scale certain things, but he doesn't get treated differently by anyone else. As I say, people don't make a big sort of fuss about it. You know, it's not very sort of highlighted. It's so I think the community really support him, really back him. When he's gone on to have his success in bobsledding and stuff, as soon as he comes back through the door again, it's a pat on the back and well done, you know, really good work. So
these people never once looked at me anything in any other way. It showed me that if you have the right coach, if you have the right atmosphere, if you have the right system of training, you can achieve anything. And over time now, since I've started training at CrossFit Cirencester, it's brought me on not just physically but mentally, because now if they say to me, we're gonna jump over this building, I will go, okay.
He's learnt to believe in himself now, which is something he didn't have from day one. So for me, it's, you know, no one should think that anything is impossible.
Based on my experience before as a police officer in Barbados, I thought I would apply for Wiltshire Police. They were like, yeah, you know, like, come on, you know, you can do this, like, let's do this, you know. Thing is as well is that most of them were ex-servicemen. So just a few weeks ago they messaged me and said, right, you're gonna have to run 525 meters in 3 minutes 35. Can you do that? I was like, yes, I can do that. I will do that.
You don't see a lot of people who get injured carrying on with their lives and trying to make a difference and a change, but he keeps on going, and it's very inspiring to me.
If he believes in me, if she believes in me, I can do this. You know, and I think CrossFit has given me that level of confidence, that level of self-belief now, and mental attitude.
it is, and you know, you think actually, yeah, everything he's been through, you know, I can't even come to terms with how much that must have affected him, both, you know, physically and mentally, and to be able to turn up, you know, every day actually with a positive mindset. Like I say, he puts a lot of people to shame, you know, what these ones that sort of come in and just, oh, you know, I can't bother today and stuff like that. You know, that's not Corie. He's 100% sort of go, go, go. You know, he doesn't let his disability define him at all. We believe here at CrossFit Cirencester that anyone can walk through that door and anyone can do any of our workouts. And I think for any gym, you have to be inclusive. Why wouldn't you want to be? You want diversity in your gym. You want different personality, different ages, different genders. It's so important to build that community.
I miss the military. I miss serving. The guys in my troop, I love them. I you know, they made me feel at home. They made me feel welcome. CrossFit Cirencester is very much my new troop, my new family. They've become like a completely new driving force for me. And yeah, I believe that that's one of the main things that CrossFit's done for me.